BBC1 and iPlayer.
Now, children need supports over 2,500 local charities and projects with directly supporting children and young people in communities right across the UK. Now, here in Coventry, there are multiple projects and charities funded purely from children in need, and that's including the Grapevine Teenvine Next Steps project, which helps young people in response to the pandemic and isolation. Now, Paul Kedwards, who runs this project, joins us now. Hi, Paul, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you for asking. Now, Paul, tell us more about the project. Who does it help?
Essentially, we work with young people aged between 13 and 18 across the Coventry area with special needs, disabilities, and, difficulties with their mental health, particularly brought on by the pandemic. And we basically help them to feel more empowered, to help them to achieve more resilience. And my project also builds on the existing youth work that Grapevine do by also helping young people to re-engage with education and settle back into education.
Brilliant. Love that. Now, where are you guys based?
Well, our office is in the middle of Coventry and up Bond Street, but our work actually takes us all around the city. My project is very flexible.
Yeah.
We work with young people across the city, and it's all very bespoke. It's, where they want to work with us, and if there's somewhere they want to go, then we'll go there. If there's something they want to do, then we'll do that with them.
That's amazing. That is so, so good. Now, how has Children in Need made an impact to the charity?
Well, for us and for Teenvine Next Steps, it has been, amazing. It's basically the only source of funding for Teenvine Next Steps particularly. We had an existing project, Teenvine Plus, and then, funding was applied for, and we've got a 2-year commission to run Teenvine Next Steps alongside, and that's, enabled us to do some really intensive work across that time with 40 young people, and really tailor the support to them. And it's had massive impact. We've had young people coming to us and, they've not been out of the house for months. And that's been obviously exaggerated by lockdown and the isolation they've experienced there. And then, through the relationship that we've developed together and that kind of personalised approach, they've really developed their confidence. They're going out into community and, they're having the confidence to shape their support and say, right, this is what I need support with. This is why school isn't working for me right now, post-lockdown. And, it's just amazing to see that happiness and that kind of strength that it gives to people when they realise that they are in control of their future.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So how much funding have you received?
So over the course of the project, we've been given £80,000 by Children in Need, and that is to cover everything. So it covers, kind of your running costs, salaries, etc. But it also has allowed us to commission some amazing artists, local Coventry artists. So we've worked with Sherrie Edgar, Tim Merrilees. We've worked with Gemma at Let's Animate in Fargo Village. We've worked with Rosina Crab. And basically what they've done is they've been able to work with some of our young people and help them to kind of put their ideas into an artistic form. So our group that worked at Let's Animate, they were able to produce a short animated film over 6 weeks.
Oh, no way.
And it was amazing to see that come together. And, some of the photos I managed to capture when the young people saw these, they made these plasticine models based on their storyboards, based on their ideas. And then that moment when it all comes together, they press play and they see that moving image with their ideas. It's fantastic. It's amazing to be part of. But that funding, has enabled us to commission, some really, really good local artists and get their work coming into the limelight as well with our work.
That must be so rewarding. Just like you just said then, they did the 6 weeks of animation and just seeing their faces, like you said with the photos. That must be so rewarding to be able to do that and give, young people that memory.
Absolutely. And, it's because the people that we've worked with as well, like I said, they're experiencing isolation and their engagement with education and their engagement with community has been severely impacted. So actually, for anybody, that would be an amazing opportunity. But then when you give that context as well, it's quite magical, and we're really lucky to have been able to have that opportunity. And the artists that we've worked with have all absolutely loved it as well. Sherrie Edgar worked with one of our young men to produce a film, and again, all based on his own ideas. He did a short film about difference.
Oh, wow.
And he has autistic spectrum disorder, and he just came with this amazing idea about how he sees the world differently, and he sees every detail in the world.
Oh, wow.
And, he said it's sometimes both a blessing and a curse, but, he said, I will learn to use that to my advantage. And he, again, that moment when his film that we worked on, and we did some recording down at Brandon Marsh Nature Reserve, to see that all come together was just, incredible.
That I can imagine. I mean, it sounds amazing, the work that you do. I mean, how many young people would you say you've helped in total?
Well, like I say, so we're on track for 40 young people over the course of the project, but we're hoping to also manage to kind of broaden our reach by doing some outreach work. We work really closely with schools. With Next Steps having that educational focus, I would liaise really closely with many schools in Coventry, and it means that we kind of get more referrals coming in as well, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
We hope we might even be able to go over that 40 by kind of doing some outreach work in schools as well. That's kind of the extra thing that we're thinking of doing.
That's amazing. That is honestly amazing. I mean, how did you get into this job?
For me, it was actually a career change. I used to be a primary school teacher, and
oh, wow.
One of the best parts of education is that impact that you can have on a young person's life. And for me, it was about kind of being able to really focus that and, that skill of kind of really understanding people and getting to know them and learning about their hobbies, their interests, and then using it to their benefit, and, using that as a way in, and kind of then pulling out, right, okay, so what's your next step? What are we going to work on? So for me, it was a career change. I found the job advert for Grapevine, and looked, there's the three key strands of Grapevine. Who, if you're not familiar with Grapevine, it's an organisation that has over 20 projects working with people of all ages. It's not just teenagers. And we're looking at community action, strengthening the people we work with, and shifting power so that people are in control of their own lives and their own futures. And it's all person focused, and it's working from the bottom up and focusing on that person and what they want to do. And I was like, yeah, that's a bit of me. I need to work for these guys, and the rest is history.
That's amazing. I mean, what a rewarding career change. Obviously teaching the minds of the future is obviously quite rewarding as well. Oh, mate, what year did you teach? I'm intrigued to know.
I taught across the whole primary age range. So my last few years were in year 5, 6, but I've taught Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2, and just kind of got that broad context really of the younger education years. Yeah. And it's a real good stepping stone into working, with 13 to 18-year-olds on Next Steps. But it's great. Teaching is an extremely rewarding career. But for me, this took what I found personally the most rewarding aspect of teaching, and getting to do it every day. I'm extremely lucky.
Absolutely. No, it sounds like what you're doing is just incredible, and I love that. I mean, if anybody wanted to find out more information about Grapevine, Teenvine, where would they have to go?
Well, we're active on social media, so Teenvine Plus and Teenvine Next Steps. We share an Instagram, so our Instagram handle is @Teenvine Plus, and that's plus as in the word Plus. And then on Facebook, Teenvine Plus are on Facebook, again, the word plus, and then Teenvine Next Steps @Teenvine Next Steps, and we're out there. Grapevine as well, as an organisation, we've got Grapevine Cov and Walks is our Facebook, Instagram and Twitter as well. We're all over the socials.
Love that. Oh, Paul, thank you so much for coming on and having a chat with me. It's been an absolute pleasure. Keep doing what you're doing. It's absolutely fantastic.